So it's amazing to know how much things can change in the middle of summer. And today I'm going to take time and trim back these Suncredible sunflowers because, you know, they're getting a little bit leggy. And we're going to come through, Ben and I, and we're going to harvest our Dutch onions down here because they're clearly ready. And then I'm going to show you how everything's kind of holding up in the middle of this summer heat. So if you've ever been wondering what a garden looks like in the middle of summer in Southern California, and you want to know what I'm going to do so I can sustain it through the rest of the season, stick around. All right, so over time, when they've been planted in late April or early May, you know, they can grow quite large. And like I said in my question and answer video, rather than just having vegetables planted in here, I think it is a big time upgrade. But now, after all this time and after some intense heat with a lot of humidity, it's time to trim them back. And they're kind of growing from the center. So I think by trimming them, we're going to stimulate new growth and they'll just come back. I don't know, Ben, what do you think about these? These are...
I think these bees are about to be pissed.
They're about to be mad, all right? So we're gonna take them down probably maybe about a third, probably this top portion right here, and then around the sides as well to kind of bring it back so it has a really nice base in the center to really branch out. And I'm gonna leave these obelisks here in the center so it gives them some support. And I'm kind of glad that I put these in here because I feel like if I hadn't, they probably would have flopped because they're super heavy. So we're just going to come in here and trim. It's going to look ugly for a while, but before long, they'll be pushing new growth and looking fresh.
Do you want me to cut it closer to the middle on the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Just so we can get in here. Anyways, Mom has loved bringing some of these cut flowers in the house.
She just did yesterday.
She just did yesterday, yeah. They last a couple of days. So it's really nice. And she did some centerpiece arrangements at a barbecue that we just had. Nothing screams summer like sunflowers. So already this is looking a lot better. They don't really go to seed because these are sterile.
It's always hard cutting off the nice blooms.
I know. It's like traumatizing. It's like, what are you doing? You're cutting off all those beautiful blooms.
It'll just grow.
Anyways, so what do you think about the idea of putting these in the center this year?
I like it. We've never had any flowers in here before. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it takes away from the farm look.
Yeah, of the garden. And we just cut off those spent blooms that are up here a little bit higher.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I know it looks severe, but...
Actually, it doesn't look that severe though, because there's growth in the middle.
That's true.
It doesn't look like bare bones.
Yeah. I want to make sure that the fertilizer I use to keep these beds organic is an organic fertilizer. So I think I'm going to use some fish emulsion to put in here, and that should just give it enough to really give it its boost. I don't want to use water soluble fertilizer because I want to keep the integrity of this raised bed organic, because the water soluble is, as we know, it is synthetic. And since we don't use that with our vegetables, we want to refrain from doing that. But I think that's pretty good, right, Ben?
Oh yeah, definitely not as harsh as I thought it was gonna look.
Yeah, all right, let's do the other one. All right.
I think this one's bigger than the other one.
I think so, a little bit. I think it's getting more water. I think the drip system underneath is working a little bit better. Not that the other one was bad looking, but this one seems to be a lot more dense.
Yeah.
Anyways, while we're doing this, let me know what you do with your Suncredible sunflowers. If you've grown them before, do you cut them back like this? Or do you feel like I'm making a big mistake by doing this? Let me know. Because anytime we cut things back, it just feels so wrong. But in the end, it always works out for the best. So we're gonna weed this out, but the Dutch onions are clearly ready because as you can see over here, they've flopped over, which means that the stem has kind of flopped over to the side. So we know they're ready. And this is really exciting because we've had two different things happening at once in the same bed. And so if we pull one of these that are flopping, we can definitely see, and they come out so easily, that they are absolutely ready. Look at that. And this is what I was talking about. The stem is not firm or standing straight. That tells you it's time to trim them. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull all of these out, and then we're gonna put them in our garage on some crates The crates that I use are the ones that I get from Color Blends when we get our tulips every year. We're just going to set them up on top of those crates so that there's proper airflow. And then that process is called curing. And so they cure. All of this green will die back into the bulb of the onion. And then when they're completely dyed back, then we're gonna come and we're gonna trim the top off, and the onions will last for weeks and last us hopefully into the fall. So let's get these all harvested and see how many we end up with. This is gonna be exciting, right, Ben?
Oh yeah, I'm
excited.
excited.
Really quick, which is your favorite to do, potatoes or onions, you think, in the beds? Because we've done potatoes
That's a hard
before.
question. I would say probably onions just a little bit more. Potatoes are still cool though.
Yeah. Because think about it, onions you use in everything.
Yeah.
Like Mexican food, like soups, you know, it's just such a staple in everything that you make. So you use more of them for sure, although potatoes are a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's start pulling these things and see what we end up with.
All right.
All right, and it's so easy. A lot of them are just sitting basically on the top of the soil.
I know.
So.
Wow, they have bulbed so nice this time.
They are. We've never grown Dutch onions. We've done brown onions, regular. We've done white. We've done red onions. Yeah, pretty cool. So it's been really satisfying to come out here and weed this out. Ben's been a great help with that. Trim back the sunflowers, harvest the onions. But while we're out here, let's take a moment and look and see how things have responded by trimming them back a couple of weeks ago. If you remember that video that I think I had labeled, I cut everything back. I really did a severe cut back on everything, including this pot right here. All of these pots on the wall have really come back beautiful. These are all petunias. This is the Mini Vista plum veined. Guys, these were pretty sickly looking. I'll see if I can shoot up a little snippet of that video. They were really, really scraggly, extremely leggy, and I trimmed them all the way back to just a little bit of a crown. And look at this, guys, so beautiful. They came back even better than they were before. This right here, I had joked around about how this looked like a Mickey Mouse when these were all full and draping, but I had to come back and trim back the heliotrope, the sweet potato vine, this petunia right here. This is the black cherry petunia that's also in my other containers on the wall. And look at this, and this beautiful stratosphere white Gara. It looks fantastic, and it was trimmed all the way back to the crowns as well. So we know that some of these annuals really do benefit from a trim back, and it looks like I had just planted it this season. And these are all old plants from last season, which is amazing. One of the biggest surprises about this container is this sweet potato vine. This was a variety that had like variegated color to it, and it came back in a completely different form. So it kind of reverted back to probably the original cultivar, which is interesting to see that for sure. All of the containers on the wall have really responded well. I didn't lose one of them. I must say though, in between, I did start to have a little bit of a budworm issue, like I talk about a lot in my videos. So I just came through and I sprayed them with a little bit of Captain Jack's dead bug, and that took care of it immediately before it got out of hand. I didn't lose all my blooms, but I noticed a little bit. Let's see, Ben, if you can come in here really quick. You might be able to see some of those. I don't know, it's been a while now. Here we go. This is a sign that we have some budworms in here, which is a caterpillar that just kind of decimates our blooms. So I came through, sprayed that. Luckily I didn't lose all my blooms, and they're gonna be just fine. Look at how like dense and compact and full they came back, and I really liked trimming them back because you could see the terracotta. And as this terracotta ages over time, it's starting to turn colors and stain, and I love that worn look. Now, if we look back at this back bed here, I also trimmed back my roses in that video all the way back, and look at these beautiful pink iceberg roses. They're full of blooms. They're starting to actually bloom right now. This one right here, this burgundy iceberg, is coming back beautifully. My gladiolas are dying back. They're not looking the best, but they're, you know, in preparation for next year's blooms. I'm letting them soak in some of the sun energy so it can draw it back into the bulbs. And then eventually, when they get not maybe completely brown, I'll come through and shear them off at the bottom, and they'll come back beautifully next year. Looking at all the results here and seeing the benefits of trimming them back really brings me to my next point. You know, from week to week, things can change in the garden, actually from day to day, but it's always fun to kind of troubleshoot and figure out ways that we can prepare our garden so it'll be successful in the future. Like, it was really severe, that cutback a couple weeks ago, but it's definitely benefited the garden. And I know it looked severe today to cut these Suncredible sunflowers all the way back like they are, but I know that in a couple weeks I'll be sharing with you how fantastic they're growing, and I'll make sure to give you an update. So I really enjoy being here with everybody and kind of learning from each other. So if you have any comments about anything that you've seen today or anything that you'd like to share as in tips, I'd love for you to put them down below. I think that this is a very satisfying finish to a lot of work. Wouldn't you agree, Ben?
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite part?
It's the fresh restart.
The fresh
every
restart.
time.
Every time.
It looks
for
so
sure.
good.
So yeah, comment below and I'll be sure to check my comments and respond back. But guys, it's always a great day to be in the garden, and I appreciate you being here with Ben and I today. And until next time, we have a video coming very soon. We can't wait to see you then. Bye.